that in mind.
Wow.
It's 10 o'clock.
Got a Brooklyn one.
Yeah. So let's do like about 10, 15 more minutes and we'll call it a day. The Papa needs to rest.
So like I was saying, it's important to know how to pray. And when you have the materials for prayers, you make it simpler for God to answer your prayers because you know what you are doing. That's what I'm saying. You understand who you are. You understand where He has created for you.
Yeah.
That's why those days they didn't have problem. If anything happened, maybe their child misbehaved, and they say, oh, don't you know the day we have today, we have to be careful today. The day is the day of so. So they're always careful. And if that's a problem, oh, Shango, please, you're on duty, kindly take care. But when you're asking for Batala to come and help you on the day of Shango, you're going too far. You want him to leave his own job when it's on lorry days, then you leave the person on duty. You're telling the person on duty that he's not competent. No, that's the meaning. You don't tell him to help. You're not going to look for somebody else. That's riot.
All right.
And unfortunately, these Orishas don't take excuse. Don't accept ignorance as an excuse. No. They believe you're supposed to know. Not knowing means that you have not done well. That's the unfortunate thing. They believe we should know. That's it. And if you don't know, you cannot take the same mark as somebody who knows. That's it. Because you don't know and the other person knows. That's what I'm talking about. Nobody stops you from knowing. If it's the problem of your parents not making you know, then that's between you and your parents. If it's you yourself, you suffer for it. Because it's not too important to them because we are the one going and coming. They are okay. They are ageless. They are ageless. Obatala will be Obatala forever. Yeah.
They're only for Earth, or they work at other planets?
They are now in the spiritual world, which they were before. There was a spiritual world before God decided to create physical world. So when He wanted to teach us the way to use the physical world, they came in physical form, so we could see them. Now we can't see them again because they're already in the spiritual world. Unless if we really dearly need them, to want them to appear. They will appear, but in a form that will not be really physical, but with spiritual effect that we shall know, yes, this solution is here. And they told their godchildren, don't attempt to see us physically again. Orumla told all Babalawo, hey, don't even open the third eye. Because if you open the third eye, you are attempting to see me. And when you see me, you say nothing again. It's an injunction. So Babalawo, don't open third eye. If a Babalawo decide to say, I want to open the third eye, that Yoruba call Arena. Babalawo ki weju. Babalawo does not open the eyes spiritually to see what normal beings don't see. Because, it's a Babalawo, if he does, he may see Onomila, and that may be a problem for him. So you have to be satisfied with the dictates of Ifa. When it's a divination, that's where he has to be taking his translation, his communications, in his throwing of the opele, beating of the king. You should be satisfied with that. That's an injunction. That's why I call it way of life. And people cannot know all of this through books only, unless you are under somebody, under a spiritual father figure who will have to teach you from experience, from day-to-day activities. That's why it's a way of life. You learn a lot by seeing people do things. That's why, hey, what's happening? What are they doing? That's what you know. Like if somebody wants to teach you how to kill a chicken, so the blood and not start to split about. How does he want to describe it in a book? Even if he makes a video of it and he doesn't talk, it may be difficult. But if he practically show you, say, this is the thing, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. And then you see the blood just go into that pot. If you don't want the blood to even go outside that pot alone, you can do it. It can even teach you to the extent that you can kill a whole chicken by yourself without the help of anybody with a knife who help you to do it, and then you kill it. But that's protocol. If you are not there physically, you cannot know. If you do it 1-2 times, before you do the third time, that's it. You are there. I have physically killed a goat all on my own before. And this America, because there was nobody to do it with me. The person I wanted to do it for wanted it as private as possible. And where I was living, there was an orange tree at the back of the house. I felt that would help me. I made sure I had a very sharp knife, and the goat was a big one. So I took my time to tie it, because I know how to tie a goat. People come to Nigeria, you see when they tie the goat, they do like this, they throw it down, cannot move. So I make sure I tie my goat. First of all, tie the 2 legs, the hind leg. So I put the chest towards the tree, and then I put the foreleg and tie also. So which means the tree is now between the legs, between the front leg and the back legs. So that could not make it move. So at least I know I secured that. Then and I made sure that I took his tool, towards the head, at the like shoulder, so that it can lift up. So put it there. And then the next thing for me, since I've done that, the bowl I wanted to put the blood in, because of this tool that I put, give me space, and it is easy for me because I was able to use my left hand to hold the mouth together. So I thought if you hold that, there will not be anything you could do. But the knife must be very sharp. So I took it and I did the prayer I needed to do. And when I was putting my knife, I was not squeezing. I was diving the knife into it. When the knife is sharp, you don't have to do like this. You press in.
Why are you being squeamish?
Right?
And I did that. When I dive it in, I close the neck.
And that was it.
If you need it in and I close the neck, the blood cannot flow out. This was falling my knife into the ball.
And it didn't suffer.
And immediately the blood is going out, the goat was becoming weaker and weaker.
So it wasn't moving.
Then it started to shake and things, but by the time the blood was almost all gone. It's helpless. Meanwhile, I put my gin and palm oil into the bowl so that it does not congeal. Then I was able to now put the remaining blood when it was drizzling little into the other bowl, the one I want to give to the Yamis, which has palm oil only. And then I did the other one and I removed the leg. That was it. That's training. Practical examples. I knew what to do. And that was all along. But that knife must be very sharp.
Yeah.
And you have to know the technology. And it got stupid. When you are tying it, there's nothing you could do. Because you start moving on again to the other one. No. You just be making a noise for nothing. Can't fight me, can't stand up. So they lying down. And I did not regret it because God says we should use them to take care of our lives. So I was not doing anything wrong. That gave me the confidence. And I would not kill a goat and throw it away. I will cook, serve orishas, and eat. You're fine. But to carry it and throw it away, no, you can't do that.
So for certain Ebu Rure, am I saying it right? Riru?
Yeah.
Ebo
Riru.
Yes, okay. So for a certain Ebo Riru, right? Do you always consume the animal? Like, say, for instance, if it was an Ebo to clear away Ibi or Aiwo, do you consume that?
Good. You see, in Ebo, there's always a procedure when you are doing a divination. When Ifa dictates that the Ebo has to be done with some animals, it's not saying whether the animal should be killed or not. Yes. But if Ifa has said that you must venerate a particular Orisha, maybe Ifa, that you're not going to take female animal. In the case, sometimes they can ask for male animal anyway. You know, if it says take it there, or there's an Adimu, that says the Adimu is Oshun, and you check, it says it's one's blood, and if you need a particular blood, automatically you know that you need to venerate. But by the time you are doing the rituals, you know you have to put the sign of each animal on the Ebo. The skin, the hair of the animal, the feather of the bird, you put all of this in Ebo. When you finish, you need to ask if the blood has to go with the Ebo, if the Ebo needs blood. If it says it needs blood, you have to kill the animal to the Ebo. Usually, the Ebo usually take male animal. So you kill that one, the Ebo. Whether the Ebo, the Ifa is negative or is positive, there's no animal that you cannot eat, because you cannot throw away animal. Even Obaluaye, that once all is animal, unless you ask Obaluaye, do you want me to eat out of this? If he says no, you don't touch it. But with a shoe, you don't have to ask. You know the head of the animal will go on the shoe. The body is for the eating. The rooster, the head of it has to go on it. The body is of the eating. But if you are breaking the obi and it's refusing your obi, and you're asking what is happening, he can say he wants that blood. He wants that rooster by himself. And then you open the chest and put it there. Because for it, if it does not, you have to eat it. Even when the Ebo says, I don't want a blood, no matter how many animals you have, even if it says there's no veneration with blood, every animal you have, you cannot kill it. But that does not mean that you have to throw it away. It has become the gift of Babalawo. Babalawo can eat it, Babalawo can resell it, can do anything. It's their own prerogative. If a client go and push that, oh, why don't you kill the animal? Why don't you? He say a thing that does not concern him or her. He may even have a problem. And it had happened before. When Olofin had a problem, they did a divination. And they enumerated all of those things that Olofin should do. Goat, chicken, garment of Olofin, the covering coat that was the velvet. And they said that the Ebo should be buried. If not, there may be death. Olofin gave everything. But the Babalawo asked, and they said, hey, it is only the feathers that need to go with the Ebo to be buried. So they peeled the feather, the hair, the edge of the cloth, and then they put it on the Ebo and buried it. The wife of Olofin sent somebody to be watching the Babalawos. And he saw that they did not bury those things. He also asked some people to watch them where they took those animals back to the market to sell. And so she told Olofin, those Babalawo are thieves. You should lock them up. Why? He says, so Olofin says, that's true. Say, yeah, I will tell you this is where they sold it. And they called the Babalawo. Babalawo said, hey. We did Ifa for you. We have done our ritual as used to be done. Where are they? They say, we buried them. Olofin said, you buried them? Say, yes. It's okay. You have to go and exhume the Ebo. The Babalawo said, we don't usually exhume Ebo. They said, no, this time you have to exhume. They said, okay. They said you should give them 3 days, that Olofin should think about it, and the 3rd day they will come back. Olofin asked his guards to be watching that place, so that the brother will not come back later to come and rebury those things. On the 3rd day they came, and they called on Orunmila. They chanted his Ifa. This is what you teach us to do. This is what you teach us to do. This is what you teach us to do. Now, Olofin, we did Ebo for him. We have done it as it should be done. Ebo has been accepted. Iku has been averted. Now he asks us to exhume it. It's now in your head, Ifa. It's in your hand, Ifa. And when you dig the ground a little bit, as they are putting the feather of a chicken, miraculously a whole chicken came out of the ground. As we are putting the hair of the goats, a whole goat came out of the ground, dead. As they were putting the edge of the cloth out, cloth was coming out. All of them said, stop. He went inside the house and told the wife, you want to get me into trouble? Maybe you saw some other people. That's my cloth coming out of the ground. That's a chicken. That's so. The wife was panicking. Oh, but I sent people. Then all of them apologized to the Babalawo. I'm sorry, go. They say, sir, you don't have to be sorry. You know, the ground opened to consume people, evil was to come out. But we use the ebo to seal it. You have asked us now to open it up. It's already open. Oh, I will give you any number of goats to close it back. Say, no, we have to ask what he wants. They ask, they say, it is the head of the person who foiled the taboo, who called Babalawo thief, that has to go. And that's the head of the wife of Olofi. That's how the wife of Olofi was taken, beheaded, and the head was put on the ground. For the guys was sick. Since that time, anybody knows that Odu will not query Babalawo about what he has done with the ebo material. Leave him to the ebo. If he does his right, it's his business. If he does not do it, it's his own headache with FIFA. It's our own responsibility to give him what he wants and leave it alone. If he doesn't do it right, what's going to get him is going to get him. It's no longer your business. If what you want has been done, that's it. So all of these things have they have a code of conduct. So whether it is CB or it is the Ire, if Ifa says it's to be eaten, it's to be eaten. If it says you have to kill it, you kill it, but killing it does not mean that you put the animal there. Maluwo used to say a thing when we were doing things for the foreigners, that is the Americans those days. We did Ifa for somebody and a goat was to be taken. But Ifa says the goat should not be killed. So we did there, but it was accepted. Then the lady started making trouble. I said, oh, why? Why did you do that, Baba? If you needed money, I will give you money. Why do you disturb my ebo? Why do you keep my goats? And you put just here song and just the hair of the animal. I don't like this. I'm not happy. It became a big thing. Then he laughed at Majo. I tried to explain in English. So they say, no. I was there when the first say wanted a goat. And I paid for a goat. Don't know what. Anyway, Malo said that, say, tell her that it was a mistake that the boys do, that they would do it. Malo asked them to go, that we should go and bring even 2 goats to kill the goats and things. Since that time, Malo told us, if it's a foreigner, like an American at that time, or somebody who does not understand what we are doing, and Ifa says he wants a goat or something, we should not ask from Ifa whether you want it alive or dead. We should just kill it. So to convince them
That it's
just kill it. After killing it, if we just take the head and put it, if the person says he even want the body of the goat to take away, let's give it to him to carry. If he can carry it. You understand what I'm saying? Because we want to do a thing that will make the person who come for healing to be happy. So these are practical things that have happened. So I'm combining the laid-down tradition with experience, what has happened before.
If the Orishas are in the spiritual world, why would they need a sacrifice?
Good.
Why would they need a physical sacrifice?
Good. The Orisha are not the people looking for the materials. They are asking us to use those materials to appease the evil coming after us. Spiritual evil. They know them. They know them. They know what we can use to appease them, to diffuse the attack. That's the code of practice. Let me give you an example. Anifa says, ìtàkùn pọ̀lọ̀ dífá fún Oòduà àtẹ̀wọ̀rọ̀ lúfẹ̀ ètè Olódùmarè ó kó kún ayé lọ́wọ́. That's the shrub that is so strong, divine for Odudua, that God gave the command of the world to. Okpe ní Seru Edu, Okpe was a slave or servant of Orunmila. Arubi ní Seru Olofin. Arubi, the person who carried evil around, was the servant of Olofin. They used to go and walk in the field. So Orunmila asked his boy, go and tap the raffia wine for me. So they would put the container, raffia wine container, on the neck of the palm to be dropping there. Maybe the second day will come, or third day to come and say, hey, is it full? But all of it too had a palm that they were tapping something from. So, but that anytime the servant of Olofin get to the farm, he will go and remove the wine of Orunmila, pour it in that of his master and go home. So the servant of Orunmila will say, there's no wine here. He doesn't know what is happening. Orunmila was so confused. What is happening? He said, okay. He now did an Ifa to the palm. Apart from my servant, anyone that climbed this palm to come and take my wine, let him take it, but he should not be able to come back. He should say sachet. So when the guy went there as he used to do, he took the palm wine. To come back, he could not come back. Something held him there. First day, second day, third day, he was hungry. Things were bad for him. He cried. All of them did not see him at home. He said, what's happening? They ran and then they found him on the palm. All of them said, that's not my own palm. What do you want there? He said, please, I'm sorry. They now went to Orunmila to beg Orunmila that this is it. Orunmila said, why should your servant be taking my own palm wine? Why? So what? There's nothing we can do. That's where he's going to die. Don't let him die there. So, Orunmila divine. And Ifa says, all of you should go and bring a rooster. That when they kill the rooster, as the blood of the rooster is touching the ground, may he be able to come down. So, they brought the rooster, Orunmila chanted, and immediately killed the rooster. As the blood was dripping, the guy was able to come down. We normally chant that Odu when we want to put blood on Ifa. Ìtàkùn pọ̀lọ̀ dífá fún Odu àtẹ̀rẹ̀wòrò lórí Ẹ̀tẹ́lẹ́dùmarè ó kúkún ayé lọ́wọ́. Ọ̀pẹ̀ ní Seru Edu, Arubi ní Seru Olofin, ẹ̀jẹ̀ balẹ̀, Arubi adẹ̀rọ̀, àjàlú tòrótòró, ẹ̀jẹ̀ balẹ̀, ibi adẹ̀rọ̀, àjàlú tòrótòró. You've heard that before. That is the thing. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ balẹ̀, let ẹ̀jẹ̀ touch the ground and let ibi go away. So it is not the Orishas that are taking this blood. They are telling us to do that so ibi, negative thing, will sink. That's the dictate of Ifa. And who do we call Ifa? The dictate of Eledumare. So it is not the Orishas that are sucking the blood or whatever. They are only helping us. They're just rescuing us, giving us hints. If you don't do it, it's our own problem, not theirs. They're never hungry. they are never hungry. You understand that? So it is not because of them, it is because of us. They are only telling us because they are the one that came to help us to exist here. God sent them to do that. And that's what they are doing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we really need to thank Baba. I can't say enough how lucky we are to have Baba teach us. In Nigeria, there are not too many people like him. Someone told me, oh my goodness, Baba is so great and he's so down to earth, so humble. He's humble, but yet a great and powerful man. So I think we need to thank our Ori for bringing us in contact with Baba. Again, I want to reiterate, there are not too many people like him left. And it is a blessing. I am so proud that he's my Oluwo. One thing I do when I meet people, they say, oh, I want you to be my godmother. I want you to teach me. I said, no. I want to take you to the source where I get my knowledge from, so that you can also have your knowledge, not having a third-hand knowledge. Because it's very important that we learn from our elders. Not just any elder, but an elder that has merit, that has experience, that has honor, that has respect. You know, so we are very, very lucky. And when I have anything good, I like to share it with people. So you are all my brothers and sisters under Baba. Baba is our Baba. And we thank him. Today has been a sacrifice for Baba. For him to be up here till this hour doing this is because of the love that he has for us, the love he has for Ifa and Orisha, the desire that he has that we learn, and we learn well, and not do the wrong things. Baba in our temple always says, it's not how long you've been an Orisha.
Yeah.
It's how well. What do you know?
Yeah.
And what you know is not to boast about it, but to use it. To use it to make your life better.
For sure.
You know, it's not about, oh, Sydney, come to me. Baba taught me this. I'm going to show you how to do that. No, it's for me to use it to make my life better. So then when you see me, you say, why is it that miracle happened? And I tell you, well, it's because Baba taught me this. Come, let's go to Baba. Baba will teach you what to do. So, thank you, Baba, for giving us this wisdom, this knowledge, and having patience with us, answering our questions, and coming all the way down from Sacramento. May God bless you, protect you, provide for you, and may everything that you desire, may it come to pass. May our Ori put a share on that, because you have been and you are continuing to be a great father to us.
Thank you very much. May it not be last time for us to do sharing. It's our house. Let's come in.
That's right.
You want some? Take some.
Share.
That's it.